ball. We couldn't complete a pass.
Knock it off!
The second half, we couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our totally kicked.
Knock it off!
We've got to be the dumbest team in America in terms of playing the game. And highly critical because of the way we give games away. We give them away, period. And it's embarrassing, and I represent that, and I apologize for that. That's the best we can do. That's a sad problem.
Knock it off!
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Knock it off!
The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown them.
Knock it off!
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
You play to win the game.
Knock it off!
Hello?
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. It is 11:06 a.m. on November 6th, 2022. The number would be 11062022. Now, you take the 3 2s, they make 6. You have 6 in the middle, right? So you have 1 6, then you have another 6, and then you have 2 1s. The only reason this means anything to me, math geeks, is because today I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to my twin daughter and son, Brenna, Michelle, and King Mike Jr. They are 19 years old today. So by my numbers, 6, 6, 2 1s represent the twins. We're ready to rock. This is going to be a day of banging picks. Joining me as always is Uncle Brother Ray. What's going on, Brother Ray?
Happy birthday, Michael and Brenna, 19. I can remember when I was 19, dinosaurs were roaming the earth and everything was in black and white. Hey, you know what? I really thought I was going to be doing this show from the lottery today because I was sure I was going to hit Powerball, but
Who hit?
I guess I'll have to wait to the next drawing.
Who hit?
Nobody.
Nobody hit $1 billion.
Nobody.
Bullshit. That's right there's Vegas bullshit. All the tickets that were bought, I even bought a ticket. One, I don't ever buy a ticket. So if people like me are coming out of the woodworks, Ray, somebody hit it, they're lying, they're just trying to soak us all up. The bastards. All right. Well, joining us, Buddy Money. There. What's up, buddy?
How you guys doing this morning? I'd like to wish your lovely children a happy 19th birthday. Unfortunately, at 43 years old, I do not remember when I was 19 very much. There's a lot of hazy memories because there are a lot of hazy beers packed in between 19 and 43. So happy birthday. Enjoy the day and don't drink as many beers as I did.
Hey, buddy, I got to tell you, I appreciate the handsome look you got going on.
You like this, Mike?
Oh,
I did Joe's wedding, the pre-wedding cut, as I was a groomsman in that.
I mean, I'm sorry, guys. The glare's killing me. You are handsome. And buddy, at some point today, we have a show later on tonight because we have a guy who's.
We have a guy.
Yep. But I want to talk about all the beers that you're.
Mike, I would love to save that for later when I have a beer cracked and we're drinking it.
I want to talk to you personally about it because you confused me. I'm like, how many beers are we making?
All right, have a lot of beers coming out, Mike.
Apparently, we do legit paranormal. It's gonna be awesome because we drink them. Now, joining us once again, and I will officially put him in the intro starting next show. He's made it through the whole phase. He's been money in the bank so far. Let's bring in cousin Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, guys? Yeah, thank you. I was going to say something about it actually this week. Glad to be back again, of course.
Got to pay your dues. Got to pay your dues. Ray knows that. Ray, tell him. You got to so many times, and then we put it on. All right, guys. Thursday night's game, quick review on air. I had the spread, but by what, 1.5. So
and the over. And you had the over too. You're the only one that had the over.
So what I thought was that game was clumsy. It was going to be clumsy, and it ended up being clumsy. All right. We got a whole slate of games today, and I know now we're broadcasting on. We got 3 Facebook pages, live pages with. All right, 2 YouTube channels. We're on Rumble.
One Twitch.
Jimmy, 1 Twitch.
Ooh.
Whatever we got to do. We
What is Twitch?
if all they need to do is go back and watch our prior picks to understand what we're saying actually makes money on top of the fantasy advice. So let us start off with a hometown game. The Indianapolis Colts come over to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. Colts are getting 5 points coming in. The over-under is 40.5. Brother Ray, your thoughts on this game?
Quiddy Pay's back in town today. That's going to be an
Quiddy!
interesting subplot.
Helmet.
Great to see Quiddy there. I like the Patriots today a lot. I like them. It's only 5. It's less than a touchdown. Sam Ehlinger hasn't proven anything to me yet. He didn't play bad, but you're going to have a first-time starting quarterback on the road against Bill Belichick. I got to take the Patriots, only given 5, and I really love the under in this game.
Wow. All right. Ray's going with the Patriots right off the bat. Buddy, money there. What do you like?
In the pick'em league that I'm in, I went ahead and picked the Patriots. I think Mac Jones is going to do something this week. I think he's a little bit more healthier, and we're going to see a little bit more fire in the Patriots than we have in the last few weeks.
All right, man.
Especially against a Colts team. You know?
So you like the Patriots in what?
Over
is 40.5.
Spreads. What's the over under?
40.5.
Oh Jesus, I'm gonna go under.
Buddy in the under. You both got the unders. Cousin Jimmy, really quick. I never realized. I forgot that we had an Anchor account that goes right to Spotify and a couple other places. So I just started recording there. That's going to be recording a little bit late. That's something else I want to talk to you about because we're recording on all the different podcasts at once. Now, Jimmy, who do you like in the game? Colts, Pats.
I unfortunately also like the Patriots. No Jonathan Taylor for the Colts. They're missing also 2 linebackers, 2 cornerbacks. I like the under as well.
Wow. Look at you guys. Just hold on. You guys
A rare start where we're all agreeing. It's
guys just all in agreement. I'm going to share this page. This is you guys know What If Sports, right? This is what they see the game coming out as. That I simulated it. They think it's going to be Patriots 28.
So this is where you get your picks.
Colts 21, right? That's what they think is going to happen. You guys also take the Patriots in the under. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts will win this game outright.
Oh,
no, they're going to win this game outright. The Colts.
I hope so.
They are. Me too. I hope they will.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna. I'm going with the Colts in the over. Ye have a little faith. Watch this game. The Colts are a team that is unpredictable, incredibly unpredictable in my book. I don't know where the hell they're going to be. If they're going to be good and beat a team, if they're going to be awful and just. They play well with the Colts. These organizations hate each other. The defensive backs can't touch wide receivers because of these 2 teams. These 2 teams changed a lot of rules. They did by playing each other. So, going with the Colts and the over. Now on to the Buffalo Bills traveling to the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium, the place where they rent from the Giants. The over-under is 46. The spread is 11. Ray, I am going to go first. I think we're going to go age down. So I'll go next. I'm taking the Jets plus 11 at home. I think this turns into a fist fight. It's an in-conference, in-division game that everyone says the Bills are going to just destroy. Like, if I simulate it now while we're talking, trust me, it'll have the Bills winning by like 40 points. And I don't buy it. I think the Jets are the type of team that's good enough to hang in the game with this team and cover the spread of 11. and then I'm going with the over of 46. So we'll go to Buddy next.
In the league that I'm picking in, Mike, it's a 13 point spread. It's I don't know, it's way too much for me with the Jets. I think the Jets are going to be able to hang, so I'm gonna pick the Jets as well.
You do the Jets plus 11? Yeah.
I got 13, but yeah, I'm gonna pick the Jets.
All right. Jimmy.
I'm gonna go Bills covering, and I'm gonna go the over. I just think they're going to be too much for the Jets, to be honest. No Breece Hall again, obviously, he's out for the year. Their offense sputtered without him against the kind of suspect Patriots last week. I think maybe the Jets will keep it close because they're a solid team, well coached, but I think the Bills pull away late probably and cover this.
And the over?
And the over, yes.
Brother Ray.
Yeah, if you look at this on paper, the Bills' defense against the Paperboy should be an absolute mismatch. But the Jets' defense has been solid and stingy. I'm going to go with the Jets getting 11, but I think the best bet here is the under. I really do think that the under is gonna. I think it's going to be a close game.
It's going to be a fist fight.
Just look out. Yep.
Yeah, and I get that feeling too. Like there's something about this game. I get a feeling it's a fist fight, not like the Bills just destroying them. All right, we split on that one. Let's go to the next game. We'll start with who did I start with last time? We'll start with Jimmy on this one, even though this isn't his team. Jimmy, the Dolphins travel to Chicago. The Dolphins are favored by 4. Over under is 46.5. Jimmy, who do you like?
I like the Dolphins, and I like the under. I don't feel great about it. I don't know.
You don't sound like you do. You don't sound like you do at all.
It's just the Dolphins going to Soldier Field. It's just something about that I don't feel great about. But I think they get it done. Thins up. Mostert has a big game.
Over or under?
Under. I think it could be ugly.
Ray, I'm going to you next.
It hurts me to say this, but I like Chicago today, and I like Chicago a lot. I think Justin Fields is going to go crazy. Miami has had success against running quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, and they'll probably try that same strategy today. But Justin Fields has handled 2 top defenses in consecutive weeks. I don't like Miami on the road. They played a really bad game last week, and Tua basically bailed them out. I know they traded Roquan, and now we have Chubb, and there's a lot of enthusiasm there. But I like Chicago getting the 4 and the over, and I like the money line with Chicago too.
Right.
Wow.
Here is what now I've showed you what if Sports said predicted for both first 2 games, right? Here's their prediction for the Dolphins game. Bears 20, Dolphins 3.
What the?
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
hope not.
That's weird. That's usually never happens. All right, buddy, you're up.
I don't know about 23. I have difficulty with this because the Bears have been really productive and a really solid team this year. But I think my Dolphins are going to pull through, and I got a 5-point spread in mind. I'm gonna stick with my team and say that the Dolphins, that Waddle's going to have a big day, that Tyreek's going to have a big day, and that Brother Ray is going to be wrong.
I hope so.
Yeah, he hopes he's wrong. It's not like he hopes he's right.
You're very pessimistic with the Dolphins, Brother Ray. I've noticed.
Nah, it's not pessimistic.
I think I have a reason.
Yeah,
I have a good reason.
I mean, they're 5-3.
yeah, but he's been there for like
5-3.
it's been years of 5-3. So
Decades.
That's true.
I am going with the Dolphins as well. I think that makes the first. Well, not Ray. You went with the Bears, so I'm going with the Dolphins along with Buddy and Jimmy. Ray, I think your Dolphins cover by 4. That's what I have, Matt. I think
I hope so.
I think Tua and the Dolphins adding Chubb is going to be huge because you just didn't add like anybody. You added him, right? Another running back. The Bears are always shaky. I like the Dolphins. If I had to pick a running quarterback out of the 2, Tua or Fields, I would take Tua any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So Dolphins and the under is what I'm going with. Man, Ray's the only one who took the Bears. All right. Let's go on. Let's stop Ray. The Vikings, Minnesota Vikings, that is, are going to travel over to the Washington Commies. The Vikings are favored by 3, and it is an over and under of 43.5. Who do you got, right?
I really do like Kirk Cousins today as a quarterback. Whenever he plays Washington, you always have that revenge factor.
You like
I think
that.
you're going to see that today. The last time he played Washington, didn't have a good game. He's the type of guy that remembers that stuff. I mean, Vegas is going with Washington right now. It's crazy how everyone's jumping on that bandwagon. But I love Minnesota today. They're only given 3. I just think they're a better football team. Although the Washington defense is they're a sneaky team the rest of the way. They're getting Young back, so that makes them better. And they have played well lately. But I'm going to go with Minnesota here, minus the 3. I'm going to go with the over. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I think I can't stand this team. I really can't stand them. Buddy, who do you like?
I hate the commies. I hate everything about them. I hate their organization. I hate their name. I hate their leadership. I don't know. I hate everything about them. I'm going with the Vikings all day with the under.
All right. I got Buddy and Ray both with the Vikings. Ray, did you go under, though? I don't remember.
I went over.
Over for Ray, under for Buddy. Jimmy, Vikings, commies.
Chase Young is actually ruled out. Bunch of injuries
okay.
for the commies. They're actually down to like their 4th and 5th linebackers.
Even better.
And also Kirk Cousins, you like that. Former team alert, 100% Vikings. I love the Vikings today. Also the over. I agree with the shootout call.
All right. Let's see with what if sports thinks about it before I give you my opinion.
Sure.
They think it's going to be 30-17 Washington.
Wow.
All right. Here's what I go with, though.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to agree with you guys and say we might have one of the locks of the day here. The Minnesota Vikings. I am the NFC East whisperer.
It's actually
The
true.
Minnesota Vikings will beat the commies today by 3. They're such a better team than Washington. Ray, that Viking offense is going to beat the shit out of the Redskins defense today, you know. They're going to light them up on the ground, through the air. It's going to be brutal. One thing I want to talk about, though, I have to address this. So M1 is no longer with us, but he sent me something that he wanted me to make sure that I read out loud for him because it's one of his longtime predictions. M1 a long time ago claimed that the NFL was trying to get rid of Dan Snyder. He said they wanted him out by any means necessary. And M1 actually said they're going to replace him with Jeff Bezos. Now, it appears they're kicking Dan Snyder out and are going to replace him with Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's just stop, guys. Hold on a second, all right? There's a reason why Jerry Jones carries so much weight in the NFL meetings. It's this, right? Jeff Bezos becomes an owner in the NFL. He walks into the owner meetings. He's this. They don't listen to him. No packages for you. Your whole team gets no packages. Anybody associated with the Dolphins, Ray, they're not getting anything from Amazon. You guys will never get a package in the mail again. Jeff Bezos will be the biggest swing in the room, right?
Isn't that a conflict of interest, though, if Amazon Prime is airing Thursday night football games? And that's got to be some type of conflict of interest. That's like if Al Davis owned ABC back in the day and, football.
Or Goodell came back and bought a team, right? Be like, what the fuck is that? That's a little weird. Why are you doing that? Listen, Bezos is a bad idea for the NFL. He will swing the power of the owners. You understand that? Like, that's the serious truth. Those owner meetings are going to be much different. Now he's going to go, where are we having the meeting? Oh, it's in Colorado. No, it's not. We're going to the moon. Now all the owners are up there on the moon, and they're talking to Jeff Bezos, and they're wearing all kinds of Amazon gear. Dude, it's a takeover. M1, you're right. I agree with you. They were out to get Dan Snyder. They were out to replace him purposely with Jeff Bezos, and they're going to do it right in front of our eyes. Okay.
Called it. You called it.
Jesus.
We all agree with the Vikings. -3. Next game. Jimmy, the Green Bay Packers favored by 3.5. We'll go to Detroit. Rock City. The over-under is 49.5. What do you like?
I like the Packers and the under. Brother Ray kind of gave me this, but I'm going to piggyback off of it. Before the podcast, he mentioned the running backs for the Packers having a big day. The more I look at it, the more I agree. I think Preston Smith is also going to be back today for the Packers, which is big for their defense. And I think Watson also might play. They're both game time decisions, but I think the Packers handle them, even though it's on the road. Rodgers loves playing at Ford Field also. So,
Ray, to you?
Love the Packers today. Absolutely love them. Detroit, I mean, they showed us last week. They had the Dolphins on the ropes, and they completely imploded. That defense is atrocious. They give away arguably one of their best offensive threats. They trade them to the Vikings. They traded TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings. What does that tell you? They are basically tanking. They're pulling a 76er move. They're pulling a Sam Hinkie move. They're tanking. They're going to draft a quarterback high in the draft. I love Green Bay coming back today. They're going to run the ball down their throats. A.J. Dillon as an anytime touchdown scorer. Put the money down. You will not regret it. Love them today. And I'm gonna go with an over though. I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think Goff's gonna have to throw the ball. But I love Green Bay today. Love them.
I'm gonna piggyback on you. That'll be the next piggyback. I have the Packers as one of my locks of the day. It's 2.5. I got right. 3.5. I'm sorry. Green Bay has been playing like dog shit, right? If you're Aaron Rodgers, this is the perfect situation to spin all that around, right? And just make it a game. Now, I'm not going to show you what if sports predicted, but because it's so ridiculous, I'm not going to pull it up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It said that the Packers will win 65-35.
Jesus, I don't think so.
I'm just letting you know that's what it said. I've never seen it say that high of a thing. However, I do like the Packers. I think they're locked to win this one by at least 7 or 8 points. Buddy.
I'm going to go with the Packers for over. I agree with everything you guys said. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come to town and take a shit in Detroit.
And then he's going to play some good football, buddy.
Right.
Take a shit in Detroit, he said. All right. Let's do Ray. The Chargers, whatever transit city they're in now, are traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. The Dirty Birds. Ray, the Chargers favored by 2.5. The over-under is 49. Who do you like?
Love Atlanta today. I love Atlanta at home. I love them that they're getting the 2.5 points. The Chargers are still banged up. I mean, no Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen. They're going to trot out Josh Palmer and DeAndre Carter. Everett should have a good fantasy day as well. I think him and Palmer should get, have a good day. Eckler playing, but he's dinged up as well. I love Atlanta in this. Atlanta's been a tough team, and I've been betting against them the past couple of weeks, but they're always close. And I love them at home, and I love them with the money line here. So I'm going to go Atlanta to win the game and definitely getting 2.5. And I'm going to go with the under here.
Right. I'm going to tell you a couple things. First off, I thought you were going to do a Dr. Seuss nursery rhyme in the beginning. I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta at home. I like Atlanta with a foam. I like Atlanta when I'm all alone. He's like, what's he doing? I also like Atlanta, but then I've been riding with Atlanta all year, and I think Atlanta is a good enough team to beat the Chargers. And if we're gonna go to what if sports says, they're gonna tell me that it's gonna be a score of 30-27 Falcons. I like
Patterson
that score.
might play too, guys. Patterson might play today.
That's a good thing. I'm going with the Falcons. And Ray, I have them in my Bombers outright. So I'm with you on that on the money line. Jimmy.
I also agree. I like the Falcons at home. Patterson will be back. Only thing that's a little worrisome, AJ Terrell is by far their best player on defense, is out for the Falcons. Also, Eric Harris is starting safeties out. But with the receivers out for the Chargers, I just don't think they're going to have enough for them. Falcons and the over, I think. The over.
All right. Let's see. Buddy.
With the Chargers limping into Atlanta and Atlanta having a decent team, I see Atlanta is easily covering that spread. I have a 3-point spread, but I'm still going with Atlanta. And probably the under, actually.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You're all excited. You like Atlanta, too. You're all excited. All excited. Hey, Ray, you are a co-commissioner of the Corrupted League, right?
Not football. Not
Can
football.
you see when a trade has been either accepted or declined or?
Yeah, I don't have power over that league. I'm the basketball commissioner. I'm not that football. That's Kevin Masso.
I thought it was me too, though. All right.
I thought it was you and Kevin Masso.
Yeah, here's the issue. I made a trade to Mark, but Mark doesn't even. I don't even think he looks. Yeah, he didn't even look. It's a waste of my time. You know what? Fantasy football, guys, trading nowadays is the worst. It has become the absolute worst. Like, you can't trade with anybody. No one wants to trade. Because why? They don't want to get screwed. They don't, I got screwed out of the trade. It's like, whatever, dude. Ray, I offered him Corey Davis and a 5th-round pick for Galladay.
Yeah,
he didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
But he didn't even think about it. No, nothing. No. Come back to me. No, nothing. All right. Anyways, Panthers go to the Bengals, right? Panthers are getting 7. Over under is 42.5. Who do you like?
You may think I'm crazy, but I like Carolina getting the 7 today. I think they proved something last week. I think they're playing better. I think Wilkes is head coach material. I've said that numerous times. Burrow has not. I mean, he saved his fantasy day last week, but they haven't looked good. And they're a different team without Jamar Chase. They're a much different team. And Burrow's a different quarterback without Jamar Chase.
Yes.
I like Carolina. I think they're hot. I think Foreman is a beast. Love him in DFS today. I mean, he's been an absolute beast since McCaffrey's left. And DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall have stepped it up. So, I mean, that team, I like what they're doing right now, and I'll take the 7. I'm going to go with the under, though.
Under in the 7. Okay. Let's see. Jimmy, who do you like in this game under? I mean, Panthers, Bengals -7.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Bengals looked terrible last week. The Panthers kind of look revitalized right now. A lot of injuries for the Bengals. They're down to their 4th and 5th cornerbacks. They have their 1st and 2nd D tackles out. I also love Foreman and DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is going to want to make up for that stupid penalty at the end of the game against the Falcons, Panthers, and the under.
Right? It's 2 for the Panthers and the under. Buddy?
I haven't been impressed with Cincinnati at all. While I think they might still be able to pull off a win, I don't think they're going to be able to cover this. I got 7.5 points on I don't feel comfortable at all with picking Cincinnati. So I'm going to go with Carolina, and I'm going to pick the under.
Okay. Man, I hate to do this because here's the thing. You guys are right on these following issues, right? Burrow the year before Chase got there. Chase gets there. Oh my God. Chase goes out and Burrow's. That's the facts. Like, we're not making that up. That's really how it's unfolded. You know that, right? Like, that's how it is. But with that said, I still think the Panthers are garbage. Even though I picked them to win outright, plus 13.5. I don't like them in this game. Like, I feel like they got some victory under their belt, right? They won't be as viciously hungry. And the Bengals at home should blow a team like this out. I know they have a lot of injuries, but on paper, if you're going to be the Bengals, you're going to have to re-identify yourself moving on this season. You have to play like a good team and let the Panthers play like a horrible team. So I'm going with the Bengals in the under. Sorry to split that on you guys. It's just that I don't trust Carolina, and it's like Cincinnati. You know that everyone keeps. I'm waiting. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm waiting. Any minute now, I feel like Cincinnati's going to show up, but they haven't. I still have hope. Ye of little faith. All right. Let's see. Let's go on to the Raiders and the Jets. Let's start with Buddy. Buddy, the Raiders getting 2.5 minus 2.5. Well, they're favored by 2.5.
Jaguars.
Yeah, the Raiders favored. Raiders are the favorites, right? 2.5.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jags are getting the 2.5. The over under is 48. What do you think, buddy?
I think the Raiders have been playing like absolute garbage as well. They just, I don't know. They got the weapons. They don't seem to be using them right. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. I think they show up and they at least cover the spread. I got 1.5, so I think I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
Okay. Brother Ray. Who do you like in this game?
I must be out of my mind for making this pick right now, especially after watching some of that game last week with the Raiders and the Saints. I'm going to take Las Vegas in this. I think this is a typical game where everyone jumps on Jacksonville, and even my dog agrees. I love the Raiders in this, giving it 2.5, and I'm going to go with the over.
All right. Buddy, you took the Jags. Ray, you took the Raiders. Jimmy, who do you like?
I'm going Raiders. I think Devontae Adams and Derek Carr have a bounce back, even though Derek Carr is not the answer, and that's kind of why they have been struggling this year. But there's no chance Devontae Adams doesn't have a monster game. I mean, knock on wood, I traded for him 2 weeks ago.
I was just gonna say, you said that like you didn't believe it. You said that like he was on your team.
He is on my team. I traded ETN for him 2 weeks ago, and then he had 1 catch for 2 yards last week. So you think he would have a bounce back, but God only knows. I don't know. But let's go Raiders.
Did you hear it, Ray? You heard a little bit of emotion slip into that bet, right? He wasn't picking strictly with his brain. He's like, I got Devontae Adams. He's got to go off.
I went with him in FanDuel also. So,
buddy, I'm with you in the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this is an ugly, ugly, ugly ass game. And I think the Jaguars win the game outright. They're on my bomber list also. I'm just not impressed with the Raiders, not impressed with the Jaguars, but then they got weapons on both sides. You say Devontae Adams is a beast, but right now NTN is looking like, holy shizzle. That's the guy, man. So I'm staying with the Jaguars, with Buddy. I'm going to stay under 48. So now after the 1 o'clocks, guys, we did not all agree on the first one. We did not agree on the second one. We did not all agree on the Dolphins. We agreed on the Vikings. We agreed on the Packers, the Falcons, and that's it. Basically, because I took other games. So far, we have the Vikings, Packers, Falcons as locks for 1 o'clock. Locks for 1 o'clock. Locks for 1 o'clock. Doesn't that sound weird out of my mind? I don't know. I'll say that again. All right. The Seattle Seahawks traveled to Kyler Murray and Call of Duty. The Cards are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 49. Jimmy, you play video games. What do you think about this game?
I'm kind of surprised that it's 1.5. I think the Seahawks win. I don't know. The Cardinals are just such a weird team to predict, but I just
said that.
Do not feel like the Cardinals are going to win this game. The Seahawks probably going to pound it out on them, keep Kyler off the field, and win outright. I also have the under 49.
All right, I'm going next then, Jim. I'm going to tell you, bounce back week for the Cards, disappointing week for the Seahawks. Seahawks just came off a very emotional high for Geno, right? The Cards, the whole Kyler thing with the Call of Duty thing is still alive and boom. The Cardinals are a better team than the Seahawks by at least 2 points at home. They just are. So I'm very comfortable with the Cardinals in this. I really like the Cardinals in this. So I think the Cardinals minus 1.5. I'm going to go over 49. Ray.
Yeah, I love Seattle in this game. I love Seattle with the money line. I mean, the Cardinals, the offense is playing better with Hopkins, but I saw that game last week, and they looked awful in the first half. Kyler Murray, not a good first half quarterback, and Minnesota just piled on them. Seattle's going to run the ball on them, and Geno's playing well right now. Their defense is playing well. I have to go with Seattle here getting the points, and I probably would go with the under in this one as well.
Wow. All right, then. Buddy.
Despite Hopkins being back, I still have no faith in Kyler Murray. He's been my fantasy quarterback this year, and he's let me down week after week. He's not predictable. I think.
He had a good week last week, though. Had a good week.
He had a decent week. Or he's had decent weeks. He just has been as explosive as maybe I wanted him to. I don't know. He just
He just like doesn't run the ball until the fourth quarter. It's so weird. I don't understand him.
And the whole video game thing, I honestly think he's a bitch. I don't know. I think I can't stand that. I can't stand that it's actually a thing that we're talking about. I think it's horrible. So I'm going to pick the Seahawks.
What, you think it stinks that it's true that he plays?
I know it's true, but I mean, as a professional athlete, I expect, on a main stage like the NFL, you expect a little bit more, I don't know, dedication to what you're doing. I don't know.
Buddy, we're dealing with little kids nowadays. No offense, Jimmy.
Mike,
We're
I
dealing
know.
with
I don't know.
20-year-olds that like
this shit. I don't know.
Yeah, they have a total different set of.
So you would rather have them go to strip clubs?
Yes. I already said this.
That is so dumb.
You know why,
That is
Jimmy?
such a bad take.
So here's the difference. Here is the difference. This is weird too. And this is just strictly age and experience. Me and you are both Giants fans. We're both Giants fans. Now, would I rather have the Giants of today go out, play video games, stay in their house, and do all that shit and get ready for the game? Or would I rather have LT going out on a bender, doing all the coke and blow he can find, getting drunk, coming in smashed, and then going out in the field and threatening to kill people and their families? Jimmy, coked up football players are better than video game playing football players.
This is not the 1980s anymore. That shit will not work.
That's why they're not as good.
Oh
These teams nowadays, if they got to play the teams in the 80s and the rules were made 80s
and
style.
all those players have CTE and all those players are broke.
Listen to me. The 86 Giants, if you gave them the rule book of whatever, would beat the shit out of every other Giants Super Bowl team. On top of that, the 85 Bears defense, if you allow the rules back in the 80s now,
CTE and broke,
would go straight through everybody in the NFL. Players have gotten softer. They've gotten to where they don't just worry about football. They've got their Twitch page. They're going to be seen on social media. They're going to do all this stuff instead of playing football and learning the goddamn playbook. That's the issue. That's the issue old people have. It's like, did someone just give you a job for like $40 million and you're not going to do all you can for it? Really? Right. $40 million, you're going to kick back for 8 hours, play video games? Really? Instead of learning the playbook. Kyler Murray doesn't want to be a great football player. He wants to be a great baseball player. You guys all went with the Seahawks, right? Buddy, did you pick?
I picked the Seahawks, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm with the Cardinals.
I'm going to go with the over.
So it's just me. All right, I'm on my own with him. I'm riding with you, Kyler. You better ball out today, goddammit. Rams go to the Bucks, buddy. Bucks favored by 3. Over under is 42.5. Who do you like?
I hate them both. They're both not living up to what they've been in the past in the last all season. However, I'm gonna, because I hate Tom Brady and I think he's in the end of his career. I'm gonna pick the Rams.
He might be at the end of his life. Like, don't you feel bad for the guy? Like,
not at all.
All right, listen.
Sweet.
Wait a minute. I hate Tom Brady. And you know that. I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I live there. But I'm not going to say I don't feel bad for him right now. I feel bad for any man going through a divorce like that. Any man that's the victim of like a woman that's in public just going to rip through him, I feel bad for. Yeah, he did, but I still feel bad for him. I'm a guy. I'm not supposed to back up a guy.
He had the opportunity to make it right, and he chose to football over her.
Make what right?
And he can bounce back with like 95% of women in the world. I don't feel bad for him. Get out of here.
She's mad that she's mad in divorcing him because he wants to keep playing football. Ray, what did she marry? A football player, right?
He's had plenty of chances. I mean, I know, the agreement was way back when that he was, going to
45.
play a couple more years and then he was going to retire like normal people. But he's an egomaniac and a narcissist, and he can't be without the limelight. So she had to know what she was marrying. But I mean, he's going to ruin his family to go out there and lay an egg every week with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know how this is going to end. He's going to be basically laying down, carried out of the stadium, and I'll be there to see it.
The worst part about all this is I picture Tom Brady getting destroyed, right? Knocked down on the ground, knocked out, and not a single teammate offering a hand to help him up. Not a single person in Tampa helping him up. They're like,
Fuck him.
do we still have Jeff Garcia? Like that's what I'm thinking they're gonna be like. Do we still have him? Is he around? So, what do you like in the game, Ray?
Having said that, I really like Tampa Bay today. I like Tampa Bay minus the 3. I don't know. I think they're a better team right now. The Rams Cooper Kupp is going to play, but he's not healthy. At running back, what do you got? Malcolm Brown, Ronnie Rivers, Cam Akers is going to show up today. Do we really think he's going to play? Tyler Higbee's hurt. Allen Robinson's on a milk carton. I mean, tell me why I should go for the Rams today on the road against Tampa Bay. What have the Rams shown me that they're able to beat Tampa Bay today?
The only thing I can say is, and I like the Bucs myself -3, so I'm with you on this. But the only thing I can say is, the Bucs could just come out and suck. That's how the Rams could win. Brady could look. Brady is falling apart in front of us, right? Piece by piece. He looks too thin. He's done something to his face. There's too much going on. There's way too much going on. And he's losing, and he's pulling a Jeff Bagwell, Ray. He's squeezing the bat so hard there's dust just coming on the plate because he wants to hit it so bad, but he can't hit a bat. He can't hit one ball in the playoffs. Tom Brady's could choke today really bad. That's what I'm afraid of. I still think they win by 3.
Let me just say the best bet of the day is the under in this game.
Yeah.
The best bet of the day is the under in this game.
42.5. Buddy.
Oh, you already had me pick, Mike. I went with the Rams because I think Tom Brady's going to choke.
All right. God damn it, buddy. Jimmy.
Man, I guess I'm going to take the Bucs. I really don't like it. I agree with Ray. I think it's going to be ugly in the under. Both teams are just so disappointing.
Jimmy, how come these picks hurt you?
Because I didn't do much research this week. To be honest, Mike, I had a busy week. I just woke up a half hour ago, and looking at these games, I think it's going to be an ugly, ugly week. I can't make a decision in fantasy. I can't make a decision in these games, but I'm going to go Bucs and the under, I guess.
Jimmy, I do.
It's a bye week, Mike. It's our bye week.
I do no prep work until the morning of the show, and my only prep work is writing down the names of the teams and the spread. So getting up with no prep work is no excuse. Ray, to you, is that an excuse? Ray says no.
It's our bye week.
Who am I got left? No, we all split. 3 on the Bucs, 1 on the Rams. Ray, Tennessee. Now, I'm gonna lead with this one. Tennessee Titans are going to Kansas City. Over-under is 45.5. The spread I have is 12.5. Right? Here's what I want to ask you, Ray. Who's starting quarterback for the Titans?
It's not going to be Ryan Tannehill. It's going to be Malik Willis.
Okay. Who's the running back?
It's going to be King Henry.
How many yards did King Henry have last week?
Oh, he had two bills, right? 2 bills.
Yeah. Okay. So, with the way that Titans defense can be scrappy and the way that the Titans can run the ball and control the clock with Malik Willis and an RPO with Derrick Henry, why are the Chiefs favored by 12.5? That's the Vegas trap. That's my opinion. This is the biggest Vegas trap right here because they want you to go, oh, the Chiefs. Oh, we see them all the time on prime time. They're the best. Isn't that Patty Mahomes? Like, Mom, Ray, loves Patty Mahomes.
Yes, she did.
My mother loved Pat Mahomes. Oh, I love that. I like that. I like that Patrick Mahomes. I like that Patrick Mahomes.
She did.
But Titans cover. by 12.5.
Mhm.
They just don't lose by 12.5. I'm telling you today. They're going to run the ball, make it an ugly game. And I'm even going to go under. Ray, who do you like?
I have to say I agree. I like Tennessee getting the 12.5. I'm a little less hesitant, though, with Malik Willis. I mean, I think they have a better shot to keep it closer with Tannehill. But Kansas City at home, they have a weird record as far as covering like large spreads. And I think the best bet in this game as well is the under, because I think both defenses, I think, are going to play well. We know Tennessee's not going to put up a lot of points with Malik Willis. They're going to try and run. I think it's going to be a grinded out game. Maybe you might have Kadarius Toney sighting today.
Stop.
Again, he's not going to do anything, but you could have a sighting today, and I think he's going to play. But I'm taking Tennessee plus the 12.5, and I love the under.
All right, can I tell you this? You will see Kadarius Toney out there. They'll run a screen. They'll do a wide receiver screen, some sort of thing. They're going to get him in the game. And I swear to you, in my heart of hearts, if I had to make a bet on this, he's going to take the first catch he makes to the house.
Stop
No,
it.
he is.
He is. I know he is. I know he is,
That's
Mike.
going to happen to Giants fans. This is our life. Kadarius Toney's going to run that quick. He's the outside receiver. He's going to cut him behind the other receiver, catch the slant. Some guy's going to try to tackle him. He's going to make that wiggle that he does that no one else can do. And then he's going to duck his head under a tackle and run 40 yards for a touchdown.
And then he'll pull his hamstring celebrating.
I hope he does. I hope he pulls his both hamstrings. Young Joker. His video is horrendous. Who's left here? Jimmy.
I'm going to go the Titans also. It's been storming all week in Kansas City, so the field might be wet and gross. Pounded out game. Derrick Henry will – it's late. It's getting late in the season, right? It's Derrick Henry time. I mean, that's just what he does.
Sorry.
Nice. It's cool. Also the under. Barely, though.
Buddy.
12.5 points is too big of a spread, even for Patty Mahomes. I think I'm going to go with the Titans on this.
Boom. Titans. All right. Now we go to the Monday night game. And this is going to be an awful game to watch.
There's a lot of ugly games this week. A lot of ugly games.
Yeah, bad matchups. Baltimore Ravens are favored by 1.5. Ray, they're playing the New Orleans Saints. Over-under is 47 on a Monday night. Who do you like?
I love Baltimore in this game. Only -2. I think New Orleans will have a letdown. They destroyed the Raiders. The Raiders just not a good football team. I love Lamar on Monday night. I love him in prime time. I think they go in there, and I think they're going to lay a whooping on the Saints. I mean, Kamara had a great game last week. Dalton's been effective, but that defense, I mean, they played well against the Raiders, but I think the Raiders just basically stepped all over themselves. I'm going to take Baltimore, and I'm going to take the under.
Baltimore in the under. All right, buddy, what do you think of it?
In the league that I pick in, I got a 3-point favorite with the Ravens, and I'm going to go with the Ravens. Either way, I don't think New Orleans is like Brother Ray said. They beat up on the Raiders, but the Raiders suck. So
Jimmy, but you like the over under 47?
I'm going to go the under.
Okay, Jimmy. Before I kick it to you, I'm also going with the Ravens -1.5. It's almost like a pick 'em. They're just a better team, and they just are. And the Saints are just not that good, and they should win by 2 at home, even on the road. So, Ravens. Ray, you go over under. Ray, is Ray there?
His mic.
I love the under. Love the under.
All right, good. We're all together. Last one is Jimmy. Jimmy, you're up.
Even though they're on the road, I'm pretty surprised at this line also. I think the Ravens run through them. Lamar on the turf. Ravens definitely. I think this is one of my favorite picks of the week, to be honest, and also the under.
All right. So, guys, we have 5 agreed locks throughout the day. The Vikings getting favored by 3 against the Commies. We all like the Packers getting being favored by 3.5 against the Lions. We all like the Falcons getting 2.5 against the Chargers. We all like the Titans getting 12.5 versus the Chiefs. We all like the Monday night game with the Ravens -1.5. Those are our 5 locks. Now, switching over to fantasy football, Brother Ray, I have Alan Lazard. I have Paris Campbell. I have Jacoby Myers, Adam Thielen, and Jalen Waddle. I'm obviously starting Adam Thielen and Jalen Waddle, and then Jacoby Myers. Now, between Paris Campbell and Alan Lazard, is it worth it? Because right now, Alan Lazard doesn't look like he's on the injury report anymore. Yeah, he's not on the injury report. He's back in action. They just took him off the injury report 12 minutes ago. So I gotta go
Alan
with
Lazard. I like Alan Lazard a lot. If he's playing, and you have to plug him in, he's the number 1 receiver for the Packers. I think you have to plug him in if he's healthy and he's playing.
17 minutes ago, they just broke it. He's off the injury report.
I kind of like Paris Campbell this week, though. Also,
I know, but I can't stop.
He has played well.
I can't stop Campbell over Lazard, Myers, Thielen, or Waddle.
I mean, has Myers been that productive? I don't really know.
Jacoby Myers, yeah.
No Parker today either. No Devontae
okay.
Parker, so he should be the number 1 guy.
Dude, I'm rolling out Aaron Rodgers, Dalvin Cook, Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, Lazard, Myers, Thielen, Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Young Koo, and the Vikings defense. I'm kicking ass today. Ray, what do you got for fantasy players?
We already talked about A.J. Dillon. I think A.J. Dillon's going to have a big day today. I like Kirk Cousins in a revenge game. I like both Josh Palmer and Gerald Everett because the Chargers basically have nobody else. I think Everett's a really good start today. Someone to look at in fantasy leagues that's probably going to sneak up on everybody is Brock Wright from Detroit. T.J. Hawkinson's gone, and that that offense likes the tight end. Dan Campbell, former tight ends coach for the Saints. Brock Wright has looked good in limited appearances. I know he had a concussion last week, but he's fine today. Someone has to pick up the slack with no TJ Hawkinson, and I think it's going to be Brock Wright. He might be someone to look at and monitor for the rest of the season.
Who is the
right?
It's escaping me. Who's the other receiver for the Chargers? Not Palmer. Who's
DeAndre Carter?
Yeah, he's been sick all week too, so kind of makes me think Palmer and Everett are going to have even bigger weeks.
Yeah, and what I like about Palmer is, and we talked about this on Thursday, he is going to slot more into the Mike Williams role, which is better suited for him, rather than the Keenan Allen intermediate role. I think you can see DeAndre Carter in that role. So I think it's going to be night and day. He's going to still get the targets, but I think he's going to be more productive.
Love it.
Ray, anything else?
Another sneaky guy I like today because Parker's not playing is Tyquan Thornton. Patriots loved him in the preseason. He had that one big splash game his first week back. He's going to be in the starting lineup today with no Parker, so it's going to be Thornton and Myers. So he might be someone to look at as a sneaky start, or maybe someone to pick up in leagues.
Okay. Let me add this. In the legit fantasy football league, I'm in jeopardy of falling into the bottom 2 if I get beat today by Junior. And they have it listed as my team's going to lose, but I have Derrick Henry and I have Josh Allen, and I think I'll be all right with those. Ray, so here are a couple of picks that I made. So now the Titans are plus 12.5. I get that, right? I get it. Okay, I get that. The Falcons, though, can win their game outright. Would you agree against the Chargers?
Definitely.
The Colts, if they beat the Patriots, would you be that shocked? Would it be that shocking?
I would be shocked today if Bill lost to Sam Ehlinger. I would be very shocked.
What if the Jets beat the Bills?
I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. I mean, this is the type of Jets game. They're at home. You can see the atmosphere being crazy. The paper boy plays out of his mind. I could see that happening.
All right. What about the Titans grind the game down so slow that they end up winning by a field goal?
I don't know if I'd be willing to put money on that one.
I put $5 down on the Titans, Falcons, Jets, Colts money line. $5 wins $1,200.
Hmm.
$1,200 for those 4 teams to pull off. And I can make a reason why I think they could win. I mean, I know I'm making it up, but I can make up a reason. Here's what I do like, though. I like the Colts +6, Dolphins -4.5, even on this one. Packers -3.5, Jaguars +2. And then the last one would be my 4 o'clocks. I went with the Cardinals -1, the Bucks -3, and I actually took the Titans +12.5, like I just said out loud a couple times. So those are my bombers right there. Those 4. I mean, that's not a. Again, I guess it sounds like it's crazy to you guys, but those 4 teams could all win. The Titans, Falcons, Jets, Colts. Those 4 teams come in for $5. It's worth $1,200, buddy. That's better than doing Powerball, I think.
You better odds, I'm sure.
Because Powerball is just a joke. I mean, it was $1 billion last night and nobody hit it. That's bullshit.
Crazy. I played $20.
Of course you did. Everyone I've talked to has played money in. That's how I know it's bullshit. Everyone's bought a ticket. It's like they didn't hit it. Everyone I know, my dog's got a ticket. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't have a ticket.
Jimmy,
I didn't even know it was $1 billion, to be honest.
Guys, we got to go to Jimmy's house together, have an HR meeting. Buddy, we got to set up. Has he filled everything out? His 1099, all that stuff? Has he done that yet?
I'm not on top of that, Mike. That's not my department.
We got to figure out who's in that department because nothing gets done. Ray, anything else about today's day of games that you'd like to comment on, or anything else NFL related that you want to just spit out before we go?
Question.
No, I think we talked about some of the fantasy players.
Jimmy's got a question for you, Ray.
Okay.
How do you feel about Gabe Davis today? I'm considering playing him in FanDuel. I think he has a bounce back. I think he has a bounce back. Sauce is probably going to play on Diggs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I would not be hesitant after last week. That was just a crazy week. He's a stud, and like you said, Sauce will be on Diggs. So yeah, he's definitely a plug. He's a starter. He's a must start.
Okay.
I didn't know you knew him on a personal level, Jimmy.
He did go to school near my school, so I could have known him.
Because Gabriel Davis, and you're calling him Gabe. Like,
well, that's his name, Gabe Davis.
Well, Gabriel Davis. All right. I mean, it's Gabriel Davis.
You're just not as hip as me, Mike.
No, I'm not. Who said that? Buddy, did anybody say that? I didn't say that. I never brought that up. Buddy thinks that's a window behind him. Ray, so you're all set? Things to say?
Yeah.
Buddy, anything else?
Yeah, tune in this evening live at 7:05 as we welcome author, paranormal survivor,
Chris
lecturer,
DeCesare.
high school history teacher, Christopher
DeCesare.
DeCesare.
Also grandfather now. He's also grandfather.
He's also
Chris was one of our original guests, maybe the first 6-7 shows. He's known as the ghost boy of Geneseo, Geneseo. It was well documented in the 80s about he was a track runner and he had a very bad paranormal experience.
He was attacked.
This is his last podcast tonight before he goes into filming for Netflix. They're making a series out of his trials and tribulations. So he'll be talking to us tonight about it, and we'll help kick that off.
One of 2 upcoming Netflix guests here on Legit Paranormal Podcast.
Although I got to be honest with the whole Netflix guest thing, I've seen some other people on other channels, and they're on Netflix, and it's like, well, no, they're just letting everybody on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel so as inclusive. And I'll tell you what, Ray, that brings me to this. I listened to Deion Sanders talk for a while, right? And he said that in the Hall of Fame, there should be tiers. Everybody shouldn't be just gold jacket. He said they should have a different color jacket, like green for money, for like the best of their position of all time. But then the other guy was like, well, then what if somebody's better than you? Would you give up the jacket? But like, that's hold on, Ray. MVS or Marshall Jr. or Hollins.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hollins is playing today, and we know he has been successful. I love Terrace Marshall Jr.
Oh, there you go.
I love him right now. But MVS, I mean, everyone's talking about Tony, but MVS he's gonna start and he's gonna play, and he's the deep threat. They're playing Tennessee. I would probably go with Marshall Jr. in this because Cincinnati has a lot of injuries in the defensive backfield, and their best will be on DJ Moore. I would go with Marshall Jr.
Same.
There you go, BJ. BJ, do us a favor. Hit the like, subscribe button. Just leave 8 comments. Say, thanks, Ray. We appreciate it. MVS confused me. Marquez Valdez, whatever his name is.
Scantling.
But now it's MVS. All right. Buddy, you done with what you had to say?
Yeah, I said everything, Mike.
All right, we're talking later about the beer. Jimmy, what do you got?
I got nothing. No Giants this week. It's depressing. I'm breaking my rule. I'm going to hang out with the chick instead of watch football. I told her it's the bye week, so I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get it out of the way.
You're depressing me, Jimmy.
I know.
You're making me depressed. Ray, is he making you depressed? How you feeling, Ray?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit depressed,
Hey, he's a youngster. We're living our lives vicariously through cousin Jimmy.
No problem, BJ. Just please hit the like, subscribe button, leave a comment. Just says, thanks, Ray. It'll help us with the algorithm.
Good luck.
All right, I will wrap this up by saying this. So I do believe Deion Sanders is right. I do believe that there's people in the Hall of Fame that maybe are iffy, and then there's some that they're just not letting in, right? So I think that's huge. I would agree to that. There should be tiers. I don't know how they would do that, but I agree. Or even just decades. Secondly, the Dan Snyder thing bothers me. I really think that's an inside job that's been going on for a long time. After that, I did a 45-minute thing on the day of the last trade deadline on Tuesday where I told every Giants fan that tuned in, Kid Jose and another guy who was talking to me, and I said, they're not going to do nothing. They're sticking to the plan. They won't sign Odell. The only way they're going to sign Odell is if by late December, he's not signed yet, and he can come on for the league minimum, the veterans minimum, because that's all we can pay. So everyone talking about, go get Will Fuller, go get there's another Ndamukong Suh. Out of here. Why? Because he's a good defensive tackle. You want him in the room with those guys? I don't.
Didn't play him.
No, we got guys hurt. We get a lot of those like the backup tackles, the beefy guys.
Yeah,
they're hurt. We can just pick up one. There's some guys that are they're still free agents for a reason. It's not because they can't play football. It's just you don't want them on your team. Ray, you dealt with them. You don't want them on your team.
We had Sue. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
He did win a Super Bowl with the Bucks.
Yeah, but who was the quarterback? Because we can say if we do that, we can go through think about teams, the guys on the Giants that won Super Bowls that they don't.
The Giants should not be making crazy moves. We're overachieving right now. We need to just keep all of our draft stock, keep all of our money for the future. This isn't going to be our year to win the Super Bowl.
Re-sign Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, Julian Love, and Xavier McKinney. Focus
on Galladay play. Make Galladay play this year.
Yes.
You're paying him. Make him play.
No, he's going to play next week. No,
cut him.
Listen,
done.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If you've been following Kenny Galladay, what he's been saying to the media, what he's been posting on Twitter, you can see a man that realizes his career may be over, by the bad press and everything. So he is saying everything overly nice and correct and right, and how he's ready and all this shit.
He can't run routes, Mike.
Doesn't matter.
Run routes.
Danny will throw him at least 2 50-50 balls deep.
And he'll drop both.
No, he won't. We haven't given him the chance to do that. Danny has not thrown him that ball. He's thrown quick slants because the offensive line wasn't good enough. You got to take a second for Galladay to get downfield, They block it all, and Galladay gets deep. Danny will throw him a 50. Dude, he was throwing 50-50 balls to
I was
Marcus
so
Johnson,
pumped when they signed Kenny Galladay. That's the guy I wanted all offseason. They signed him, and he's been such a letdown. It's kind of like B. Marsh a few years ago when we signed him. I was so hyped about it.
I was upset about Brandon Marshall at that point. At that point, Brandon Marshall was far into mental health.
I mean, he was our third receiver. It looked great.
I miss Akeem Nicks.
Me too.
Guys, remember, Vikings, Packers, Falcons, Titans, Ravens. Those are our locks. We're always right. Tonight we got a legit paranormal. Going to be a great show. Please tune in for that. One's going to be a big one. We actually have a bunch of different beers coming out, which is awesome. We have other things planned for the whole season, for the whole expansion of the website. Brother Ray is going to actually get a full head of hair. We've got a lot going on. A lot. I can't talk.
That was a
all
low
right.
ball.
So, for Cousin Jimmy, for Buddy, Money, there, for Brother Ray, it is me, Mike Lebry, King Mike L. This was Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Go get your bets in, and then, after tonight, when you don't go along with us, if you don't, go back and watch the show, and then weep in your pillow. If not, go with us, make a bunch of money, and then send each one of us $2. Have a good night, day, evening, happy birthday.